Hello everybody, this is Ronnie with Whip and Chain. I wanted to pop on this afternoon and show you how to weave in your ends. There's a lot of questions on it, and there's only maybe two different ways to do this without it coming loose, and that's the last thing you want after you work so hard on a project that it to come undone. So we're going to work on it, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And please, by all means, follow us on Facebook, Whip and Chain. And if you have any questions, just write them down in the comments. And please like and follow our videos. I'm going to bring you a little closer so you can see. Okay. First, you want to get an embroidery needle. Excuse my band-aid, got a little cut on my finger. These little holders for your needles, I've had this one probably for at least 5-8 years, somewhere around there, and it's never gotten loose, and it works. And I also have my handy dandy trusty bag for my crochet hooks. I keep that all in there, and again, I try to buy everything at Hobby Lobby. I absolutely, oops, sorry for the noise. I absolutely love them. They are wonderful, and I have absolutely no complaints about buying anything from them. All right, so I'll start. This is a project we will be showing you how to do a little later in the month, so that'll be kept secret. So you want to take your needle and your thread. I just try to wet it just a little bit, and forgive me, my eyes are just not what they used to be, but you want to get it through. The big thing is make sure you get all the yarn through, because if you only get pieces of it, it won't go through really good. So just take your time and get it through, and make sure you always leave long enough tails. Okay, my philosophy is it's never too long. You can have ones that like are this short and you can't really weave them in properly. So make sure you leave yourself a long tail. Okay, so got it on a needle. You don't need to buy any special bent needles or plastic needles. This is just a plain metal needle. It is not real pointy though. I tend to poke myself. Okay, so after you do it, you want to try to stick in the same color. The reason I did this is the red and white so you can see it. So when you're weaving in your red, you want to just keep it in the red, that way it don't show through. All right, so all you want to do is you find little tight pieces of where there's crochet and you weave. And I do recommend that you go in like a zigzag direction. This will help keep it tight and secure, but you want to go pretty far. If you can do at least 3 inches worth, that's probably the best, but do what you can. Pull through just where it's smooth. Don't ever pull it tight, because it can buckle your project on the other side. Okay, so there's once. Then you want to find another spot other than where you came out of, but just try to find another tight spot just like that one. And then I usually try to go back similar route that I came up. All right, oh, see, my needle came out. You pull it, and after you do the back, stretch your project a little bit. Make sure the yarn's in there nice and loose. Okay, now everybody has different theories on to do ends as you go, do ends when you're completely done a project. The way I feel about it is what is right for you. I've noticed that on some projects, if I know there's going to be 100 tails, I'll usually, when I'm done for the night of crocheting, I'll take the time and weave in all my tails at that time before I put the project away for the night. But then on projects where I know it's only going to be a half a dozen or so, or even maybe a dozen, I just wait to the end. Everybody's different. The only thing I ask you to be conscious about is while you're working on it, if there's a lot of ends, it can get accidentally tied in with what you're working at the moment on with crocheting. It could actually get tied in there, and then sometimes the yarn can get knotted. So just be aware of that. All right, now that was twice so far, so then I find another loose end, and then I try to weave it in all the way back again. Again, you come in, if you can see it, you come in from a different area. Okay, pull through, just not too tight. Now everybody says 3 times is enough, it'll never come out, but because I put so much work, so much energy and creativity in a project, I personally like to go for the 4th time just to be on the safe side. And you just take it along. Make sure again you enter a different area. Okay. And then I take the yarn off. Sorry, I had to reach for my scissors. Take it off the hook, and then you just trim it. Just make sure you don't hit the project. Just a snip, and there it is. Let's do a white one here. Okay. Take your handy dandy needle. Yep, I wet the yarn. These projects are for me. They stay with me and they get washed afterwards, so that's really okay. Okay, now just watch closely, okay? Go in from a different area. Make sure you're never poking through the other side, okay? And you pull. Just tug it lightly. Okay. You go in from a different area. It's 2. Okay. Three. Now, if you put it under loose parts on the back of your project, it has a higher risk of coming loose, so you want to try to stick with as tight stitches as you can, but you do the best you can. That's all about crocheting. That's my puppy in the background. I think I only did twice. And if I did 4, then it'll be extra, extra secure. Okay, it's all good. And see? Okay, and let's go for 4. I am human. I will not be shy about telling you I make mistakes. And there's no reason for me to have to edit out. It just lets you guys all see I'm as human as the next person. And you snip. Now, let me flip it over so you can see. Now I'm stretching the project so you can see, because this project has not been blocked yet. That will be something we'll talk about later, but you cannot see it. See? Nice, huh? Can I do, I'll do a corner red one here. This one's a good one. This was my yarn that traveled up the project. So this one's really important to get in tightly, because this could unravel my whole project. So there we go. Okay. Now, first thing, I want to put it under the white. Okay. So here we go. Okay, now we'll go back. Okay. I'm going to go up a little higher. Three. And then I'll tuck it in right in there and just go back up. And that is 4. Okay. Okay. Can't see it at all. This project will have a border. That's why I was able to carry up the yarn. But I will be doing a video on how to do yarn carry up when I show this video, because it's a really good way to have a lot less loose ends. It works great. And we have one more white end. I appreciate you guys sticking with me and hanging out with me to watch me put in all the loose ends. Now this yarn, this end I should say, is the end from when I began the project. So that's my very beginning piece. There we go. Turn it over. Now, you really don't want to put it in your bottom chain because it's usually pretty loose and it could come out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide it coming up to the top part of my white, and make sure again you don't pull that too tight. So here we go. We're gonna go in. Okay. Then you go back. You see it? Oh, and if you guys ever have a project that you get a hole in the middle, that's actually fixable. I will be doing several videos, probably within the next few months, on how to fix that and help make it whole again. Even if it's not the exact stitch, maybe it's a project you didn't do and it was from a family member that passed it down. There's ways to do that. and I will be more than happy to show you how to do them. It took me years to figure that out, but I'm very grateful that I did. Okay, and that was 4. And you snip it, put the ends off, and there we go. Very nice. Can't see them at all. All right, thanks for joining us. Follow us on Whip and Chain. Thank you.